Hello everyone, I'm Ron Grant and you're watching 284 Media out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us and a happy holidays to each and every one of you. The Filipino Overseas Workers Organization in the territory is doing just that. They are advocating and being a voice for Filipino workers living in the British Virgin Islands. Joining me to discuss not only the objective and the goals of the organization is President Joanna Gaskin and Assistant Secretary and founding member Ms. Janice Miranda. Of course, there are a lot of concerns, but most importantly, this organization is aimed at advocating and being a voice for Filipino workers in the territory. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Pop the Balloon or Find the Connection. Let's meet our first contender, ladies. Okay, Joey, so do you have any toxic traits?
I'm very restrictive. I don't give more time. What you get is what you get. I don't like to give unlimited time. That's it.
Okay, can you tell us why you popped your balloon?
That's a little too restricted for me.
Thank you for coming. Okay, ladies, so let's meet our second contender.
Sorry, excuse me. Why did you pop a balloon? I could give you minutes, data, unlimited call, overseas call, fiber. What else you need?
My friend used to date you. You are scam. She used to be for everything and more. Nothing to offer.
Okay, ladies, let's welcome our last contender. You look nice. Can you tell us your name?
Thank you. My name is Christian Charles Thomas. They call me C Sweetie.
What do you have to offer these ladies?
Well, security, trust, unlimited time, and a pretty fast.
Okay, so do you have any deal breakers?
Nah, but here's my number. 444-4444. E2. Vida Ilimitada.
Okay, guys, so no pop balloons.
For a fast, reliable, and secure connection for your personal or business life, call us at 444-4444 or visit any of our CCT stores and we'll get you connected with the perfect match for you.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. As promised, we're joined by two members of the Filipino Overseas Workers Organization, the President, the lovely Joanna Gaskin, and Assistant Secretary and founding member, Ms. Janice Miranda. Ladies, welcome to the platform, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Brother Ron.
Absolutely, most welcome. Thank you so much for... Yes, absolutely. Hope you guys are having a wonderful time. As I mentioned, and I'm so, to be honest with you, proud that the Filipino Overseas Workers Organization exists. Tell us about the background of OFW and what was the reasoning behind creating this organization?
Okay, Brother Ron, it's gonna be a quick, to make the story short.
Okay.
So I was once, an overseas Filipino worker.
Okay.
Now I'm a part of the land. I'm married to my wonderful husband, Chef Gaskin, the son of the soil. Mm-hmm. So I belong here now.
Understood.
So I love my BVI. So now, to share that kind of, sympathy to our overseas Filipino workers, the migrants.
Mm-hmm.
I know how it feels working and leaving your home, away from home, as a matter of fact. Coming here without anything, nobody, you don't know how the culture is, So we want to integrate everything.
Okay.
So we want to support. So the objective is to support. The org is a support system for our overseas Filipino workers coming here. So we can provide some legal advice, emotional, support, because we do some empowerment sessions.
Beautiful.
Yeah, actually, like via Zoom. Then we invited people to, like Dr. Dean Torno from Wellness. So we actually partner with the organization that can help these people to better their lives, And also, we're trying to reach out to some of the, the government agencies to help us.
Understood.
To meet the needs of our migrants, because in the organization we aim to also help them on their downfall, because sometimes you're having some injuries at work, and you're scared to go to the doctor because you can't miss,
You don't have
and you don't have money to pay.
Understood.
Because sometimes you're gonna go there and they say there's no contribution on your NHI, and of course, how you gonna get your checkup? How you gonna get the immediate, medical assistance? You gotta pay the whole amount, unless you have, unlike when you have your NHI,
Yes, full count.
you could just pay 10% of that.
Understood.
It's
Well,
gonna be a great help.
we're going to get to some of the issues or concerns of the organization, but I want to highlight that you recently, first of all, how long has the association been, the organization, that is,
yes.
how long has the organization been in existence?
Okay, so we established last year. It was established last year. So we have a group of people, the group of the Filipinos who are really concerned to the situation that we want to voice out. We want to be the voice for our Filipino migrants.
Understood. Now, you recently also installed a new board.
Yes.
Miss Miranda, you're a part of the board.
Yes,
Tell us about the various positions, of course, that exist in the organization.
The
Of course, the president,
Yeah.
the vice president,
and the vice president.
the internal and the
Yeah.
external. You could
Yes.
tell them who they are.
Oh, okay. President is my sister, which is Joanna Miranda Gaskin. Vice president now is Ariel, and the external one is Johnson, and then secretary is Annabel Nares, and I'm the assistant secretary. And our PRO is Mojica, and the
Treasurer.
treasurer is Rebecca,
At-
and auditor is Joanna.
And then you have your sergeant at arms.
Sergeant at arms is Nelson Nape,
And Lorenzo.
Tuanco.
Excellent. So all of the board members are Filipino overseas workers
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
Exceptional. So the organization has been around almost a year now. You mentioned you installed a new board, and you begin to highlight some of the challenges that are faced. But break it down for me. As the president, what are some of the issues that Filipino overseas workers living in the BVI face?
Well, it's been going on, Ron.
Okay.
So we're having this issue where the employers are deducting their the dues or the contributions, but yet it wasn't paid.
So that's contributions to NHI,
NHI and Social Security.
Okay, inline revenue as well, I'm assuming.
believe so.
Okay, go ahead.
But I am really pleading. I'm calling out to all the employers. Some of the employers here in locals are good, very good. They treat the employees nicely, but some of them are really just they've taken the money and they're not paying the contribution according to, what they're supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, you will never know when the accident will happen. When they get sick, who they gonna depend on too?
Nobody.
The little contribution that we can do from the org is not gonna be enough. Something happened to them, a fatal thing happened. What will happen to that? They have a family home, Ron.
Of course.
So
Yeah,
we
that
want
they
to
support.
amplify that and voice out that concern. And I believe this is the opportunity to make a difference in their lives because you want your company to grow. You got to take care of your people. You got to take care of your employees. So my heart aches when I see some of these people are just, they could get a broken leg and yet they can't go to the clinic because their NHI is not active. So they can't get an immediate health. Yes, they could, but they have to pay the full amount.
Understood.
And you see the medical bills here are very high, even the hospital. It is even the private or the public, it's the same. So if there's no contribution there is no way that they could get that medical. How they gonna pay the bills?
Understood.
That's
I
my
have
point.
to ask you, President, when you observe and interact with members of the OFW, like you mentioned, you understand very well what it is like to be an overseas Filipino worker yourself. What are some of the concerns? How are they feeling? Are they feeling victimized? Are they afraid to come forward? How are they? What is that mental state like?
Yes, Brother Ron, you're right. It's somewhat kind of like a victimization, like you making these people work like a horse, but yet when it comes to paying, you have a delays, and yet you don't really pay what the contribution supposed to go to. So I was once an OFW, right? Way back in 2002. So I know, and this has been happening
For quite some time.
for quite some
Yes.
time, and nobody's voicing it out. Why? Because you're gonna get a threat that, hey, you're in from here, you understand? So you could get sent out if you say something.
Understood.
But the system has to change
Agreed.
in order for us to help these people and make this economy or this country grow. Because we can't be too greedy. Give Paul what belongs to Paul.
Agreed.
Yes, true.
All right? Because they work hard for that and they deserve it. Okay? It doesn't matter. But we used to have like the empowerment session, and I'm happy that I can call on the premier and he can answer, and then we have some labor issues, and he will tell us that if you know that your rights are being violated, he vouched that. Come to us, say something, voice out. And that's why, I have that. There is a law.
Of course.
And I still believe that our law, the government law, is working. But it's just, we need to voice out. And the people who is working there, they need to be more kind, be more compassionate, and have some empathy, because these are people.
Well, President, I want to thank you so much for your advocacy and for highlighting this issue, because I can almost assure you that it not only affects Filipino overseas workers, but nationals of other ethnicities.
Yes, it's all the
Yes.
migrants.
Correct.
It's not just the
It will
Filipinos, but
help the
everybody.
others.
Understood. And at the end of the day, the Filipino community in the Virgin Islands is quite large. Okay.
It is.
Do you have an idea of how many Filipinos reside in the territory?
Right now, I'm not
4,000.
something.
They say
Approximately
like that, yeah.
around that? Okay,
Like
thank
that.
you so much.
Approximately.
Yeah.
Approximately
Yeah, like
4,000.
that.
What would you like to see as president be done not only by the government of the Virgin Islands, but public-private partnership? Because we have a lot of private organizations as well that can assist.
Definitely,
What
yes.
would you like to see done to better support Filipino overseas workers in the territory?
Well, I admire what the Social Security is doing, that they go out to the community and reminding the employers to pay the contributions, because we already send our concern or make an appeal that this is what's happening, and and when they go to the employers, they say they have a plans and stuff like that, but the plans were gonna be long overdue.
Yes.
That's true.
How long? You're gonna wait if something really bad happening or happen to that, or a detrimental? No, we don't. This is the time to change. This is the time to make a difference in the lives of others.
Thank you so
Yes.
very much. I appreciate that. Now, President, apart from your advocacy, a number of activities take place to really encourage camaraderie among the Filipino overseas workers. I know that you have an ongoing basketball tournament, you've done volleyball tournaments, and you have a retro party, an annual Christmas party that's coming up. Tell us about those activities.
Yes, I'm excited, Brother Ron, and a lot of Filipinos. Well, I mean, it's open to everybody.
Okay.
So I'm inviting you to.
Okay.
If you're gonna make it in the whole team. So we're gonna be Saturday. We're gonna have an annual Christmas party, and this time our theme is retro party, 70s and 80s. So we're gonna have some Filipino dish. It's a potluck.
Okay.
Now we're gonna have a gift exchange.
Lots of games,
Parlor games.
singing contest, dance contest.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, how important is it for you, Joanna and Janice, to just be able to have that camaraderie amongst yourself? Because you mentioned something very pivotal, that persons are traveling from very far with
Yes.
little to no family in some cases. What does that mean for the organization?
The organization is the home away
Yeah,
from
home away from home.
for our migrants, for the OFW BVI organization, for all the Filipino migrants coming in. Because some of them, they reaching out because they actually have a Facebook page,
Okay.
the OFW BVI organization.
Yes.
So you could look on that, and they're gonna shoot us a message Miss Joanna, I'm coming down. I'm gonna work on the island, in the island. So I'm not sure. So from that moment, we're gonna give them a hint of how the culture. So this is the culture integration,
Yes.
so that they could be accepted to the community and they could have an idea how our locals. I mean, the BVI people are very loving people, and that's why I fall in love with Chad. Oh.
And we love the people here.
Understood.
Right.
Understood.
So, and also this is a partnership as well. If there's a job opportunity, I'm not taking the job from any locals because we need to give a job to
Understood.
our local people. But some other opportunities that is given, and then some of the employers and businesses that come to me
You reach out. Beautiful.
reach out to me.
Yeah.
So we build a partnership to reach out to somebody who got a skills that they need to boost and help their business to grow. Because you need some people who will work hard, and be reliable so that your business could reach to the peak of whatever.
Of course.
You grow
And
more.
so that's
Yeah.
what we do. Help them with processing, and this is what we need because we have to communicate with the Philippine Embassy in Washington to make sure that these people will come or will work to an employer who has a legit business, is not exploiting them or something like that. So we are protecting them
As you should.
as well.
Yes.
Because some people, they just giving it to the employer and stuff. They don't know the background of the employer, and when they come here, that's where the issue arises. And those are the things that, if you guys have a problem, come to us, come to the org, come to the OFW, or this is your home away from home.
Amazing. I want to
Yes.
thank you so much for your advocacy, your voice of reason, bridging the gap between the Filipino Overseas Workers Organization as well as the community, but most importantly, the workforce, developing the workforce.
Yes.
And you mentioned something that is very important as it pertains to the cultural diversity and integration. But you have encouraged them to be diverse to you've encouraged your Filipino overseas workers to be open and open-minded to the BVI's culture.
Absolutely.
But I'd like to say this though: what would you say to Virgin Islanders about being open to the Filipino community culture?
Okay, yes. So the Filipinos are very diverse because you know what? We are made up of 7,641 islands. It's really huge, big, right? Mom's BBI probably is just, one of the islands.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that Filipinos are warm, are loving people, right? They're quiet. Some are not, but but we are very hospitable.
Hospitable.
Yeah. Hardworking. But I really just, want our local people not to, victimize or intimidate or, or underestimate or undermine.
Absolutely.
Because we are all human beings, You don't know at the end of the day, this person could help you on your downfall, And our workforce really, you could see our economy is boosting
And benefiting.
and benefiting.
Yes.
And you see the financial services, most of the accountants, our doctors, our nurses, pharmacists, those really taking care of our elderlies, And then also, not to forget to mention that we have this Bayanihan newsletter.
Beautiful.
We didn't start that, yes.
Okay.
We started that, we have the second issue, and then we encourage our members, this is a way that you can express whether it's poetry, for mental health. If you have,
Express yourself.
yeah, and then if you
Yes.
have an inspirational thought that your journey, let's send you a copy of it. right?
Yes, I did
And
receive
it's an
it.
inspirational,
Yes, you can do that.
inspirational article. Yeah, I'm really grateful, and thanks to Madam Mar Javier. He lives at Virgin
VG,
Gorda,
Of course.
and he's our editor consultant.
And how often does that newsletter come out?
Once a month.
Once a month. Beautiful.
So this one here, we connected with His Excellency, Governor Daniel Cruz, and then he made some. He'd been to the Philippines.
Yes.
So he got some Filipino, greetings for our migrants. And
Understood.
the whole, it's something that you can combine. It's
Stay
a
connected.
diverse, connect our community. You know, the love from me to you, from our home to yours. That's how it's supposed to be here, Ron. That's how humans or the mankind supposed to treat each other. So that's why we're bridging the gap. You know, let us continue to love one another, respect
Yes.
whatever culture, you know, whatever gender, because we embrace everybody, Ron, and we respect everybody, no matter what, whoever they are,
Understood.
what color, you know, and it's just a matter of, you know, sometimes it's just an approach a kind approach. How are you doing today?
Understood.
You don't need to be harsh on people, like, hey, you're not from here, you know. But I understand. We cannot control people the way
Mindset.
they think, the mindset. Now, if we continue to humble ourselves, it's in the Bible, you know, and don't be so wicked on people. And the greed, we got to be more giving. It's not just on Christmas Day, but every day. Be kind to one another,
Yep.
you know, in love. And for those migrants who are coming or who are here, I encourage them to continue to, like Psalms 3, 5 to 6, is a trust in the Lord with all your hearts and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He shall direct their path. Okay? Because some of them might be confused. What's going on? You could have a victimization here and somebody will say something else. But to clear your mind, you always ask God. And He will give you wisdom. And that's why we are here too. Because one of our vice president, the internal, he's actually a pastor
Okay.
from the Philippines. And he's working as an IT at Infinite Solution. Yeah. So we are utilizing the skills or, you know, that the gifting in that individual. So we do have like a visitation to our members, and that's where we pray for them,
Understood.
and then we ask them, is there any
Like we
problem?
give something.
And if they need some food and stuff like that, in every little thing that we have, we share it
We share it.
with everybody.
Amazing. I want to thank you
Yes.
guys so much for just sitting and coming and chatting with me and highlighting some of the concerns. But most importantly, I'm so proud that you thought it fit to create this organization that really truly represents the core of what it means. And your message could not have been timelier, given that we are in the holiday season, to impart on the residents and people of the BVI to just be kind and to treat all the way we wish to be treated.
Yes.
Okay,
Amen.
thank you so much for your time. Before you go, I want you to state briefly once again whether it's a contact number or email and Facebook page for persons who might want to get in contact with OFW.
Okay, so we have our Facebook page, it's OFW BBI Organization. And you can call us at 540-4436, or you could email us at OFW23 at Gmail, OFWBBI23@gmail.com.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much, and have a beautiful holiday season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Ron. But don't forget this Saturday.
Yes, the retro
at the
70s, 80s
Sushi
retro party.
Place, Pearl of the Orient, 6 p.m. And also we have our New Year's Slam basketball tournament going on at Save the Sea. We'd like to thank Save the Sea for always partnering with us. We have some activities like that. They're awesome.
Excellent. I'll see you guys at the party.
And we want to say,
Yes.
Maligayang Pasko,
At
Manigong Bagong Taon.
It means
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
when it comes.
Beautiful. Same to you. Ladies, thank you so much for stopping by. Viewers, that is all the
Thank you,
time we
Ron.
have.
Thank you, Ron.
Of course, again, the Filipino Overseas Workers Organization being a voice of advocacy for those Filipino migrants working and living in the British Virgin Islands. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye-bye.